Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to the youth season veterans. And what we do around here, is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We continue to connect with you on that basis as often as we can, and ultimately, we continue to do so in a meaningful and long-term way. We are then going to do so as often as we can. This is the Pretending to Like series. Kind of when people pretend to like us, it can be super, um, you know, negative or hard. And how do we know that? If you're trying to get better quality relationships in 2022 and beyond, would love to be of assistance to you in that way. Please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter. The first way, or in the About Me section of this YouTube page, first way to connect is kind of looking at public perception mattering more than actual relationships. So, what that translates to in a continual way is kind of the people pretending to like you when other people are watching. That's a super common thing, obviously, because many times people care more about public perception than they actually do about quality relationships. Obviously, no one wants to be seen, or almost no one wants to be seen as someone who's dark or unkind or unloving, and so that level of darkness or unkindness is can be super valuable in kind of helping a person to determine whether an individual means them well or something like that. And so that becomes problematic for a number of reasons, including but not limited to the realities of challenges as it relates to connecting with people on a deeper level. If a person's not being genuine with their interest in getting to know you or talking to you or being around you, it can be super um, struggling. And the next thing is they only speak to you when they need something. They talk to you when they need you, whether it's your attention, whether it's your knowledge, whether it's someone to talk to because they're lonely, bored. If there's a physical attraction, obviously things can get more complicated when you interact with someone just on the basis of that attraction. And so what begins to happen is a person that really doesn't like you is only around you when they find you useful or beneficial. And that becomes problematic for a number of reasons, but not limited to the fact that when we begin to understand the value of how to begin to do that and knowing that, they also will leave things, communication points to the last minute. When we begin to understand the value of kind of dealing with things in a last minute construct, it then becomes super struggle filled for a lot of reasons, and knowing how to do that from a deeper level and beginning to kind of understand um, you know if the only time someone interacts is when they need something or when they want something or when they're going to immediately benefit, then it becomes super valuable there. And ultimately, um, uh, you know it is what it is. And um, and and it can be overwhelming for a number of reasons. The next thing there is kind of looking at things from a perspective of bare minimum attention. A person who gets bare minimum attention ultimately doesn't fully understand the value of of making relationships matter and count. So that is, they'll only respond to you if they think you're pulling away or if they need something. So the bookends of if they think you're pulling away and you might be useful to them in the future, they'll reach out, they'll have a conversation with you, they'll further the relationship, but only as long as there's an immediate need or an immediate benefit. As soon as that immediate need or benefit is done, the relationship falls to the wayside and ultimately uh, doesn't get where we want it to go or where it needs to go for the overall benefit of everyone involved. And so that can become super problematic for a number of reasons. Um, And then the other thing is they kind of only talk about what directly affects them. So the selfish conversation or the one sided conversation becomes the predominant form of communication for these individuals. This is because they're not really interested in building a relationship as much as they are gaining something from having an interaction with you, and that becomes problematic in that general direction. So hopefully this is helpful. I keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.